I can tell you more offline. Yeah, he's a good guy. We've been friends for a while.
A hero will rise.
I know he was with Blake for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Although I can't hear you very well with the headset on. Hey, good morning, Facebook folks. Samson.
13 may be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters February 16th. For tickets and information, go to samson.movie.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had a lot of credit card debt, and I couldn't pay my bills, so I reached out and contacted Trinity.
If you're in debt,
Because I spent the money before I actually made it.
990-6976.
They were able to work with my creditors. I've been able to pay off $15,000 in 18 months. It's a godsend.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-69.
Now, Business 1110, FM 96.1 traffic.
No extra stalls blocking, so your travel time's looking at about a 37-minute drive on the North Freeway, 45 inbound Woodlands Parkway to I-10. 59 East X 1960 to 45 will take you 36 minutes. 45 Gulf, a 31-minute trip, NASA Parkway to 59. 288 South Freeway, 30 minutes between 6 and 59. 59 Southwest, 99 to 45 will take you 37. And it's a 47-minute trip on the Katy Freeway, Grand Parkway to 45. I'm the Diesel, Houston traffic.
Got a big home service estimate from a company that isn't ARS Rescue Rooter? Call ARS now for a free second opinion. We do it all, and we do it for less. 777-7777 or visit ars.com.
Hi, come in.
Look. Wow, your kitchen looks amazing. I love your new cabinets. I've wanted to replace my kitchen cabinets, but remodeling takes so long and it's so expensive.
Actually, we didn't replace our kitchen cabinets. We refaced them.
Right.
It's a fraction of the cost of
Yeah.
new, and it looks just as good. And
Good stuff.
we had it done in just
Yeah.
3 days.
3 days,
Fine.
less than half.
What?
Finally.
Yes, and our realtor told us nothing adds more value to
I just
the
locked up a
home
contract
than
on a
remodel. It
on a
was so
multifamily.
easy.
Oh,
Just
good for
call
you.
1-800
Yeah.
Where?
Remodel.
Right in Memorial.
1-800 remodel.
Are you
That's
serious?
right.
Yeah, Spring Branch.
1-800 remodel.
How many doors?
With the top
80,
companies and set up a free
86,
design consultation.
80 where?
The service was
86,
great.
where?
I selected the
Bingle
perfect cabinet
and,
combinations from all the latest styles
and
and
Westview.
colors. And we even got
Area.
12 months no
Okay.
interest financing.
Like
I
that.
Yeah,
know.
I know right where that is.
Zone to Memorial High School.
Oh, wait. Bingle and Westview.
Yeah, it's on Bingle. It's on a cross street off of
So it
Bingle.
got to be north of Bingle.
A little bit north of Bingle.
Yeah, between Westview and Long Point.
Right before Long Point.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, got one that was off the market.
Yeah.
And I just got to figure out what the hell we're gonna do with it. He's giving us 60 days.
Okay, so you got it under contract. So can we talk after?
Yeah.
After the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know that area really well.
I love that area. Yeah.
So I grew up. So you know where Westview and Bingle is.
Yeah.
One block south is Merlin.
I know where Merlin is. Yeah.
I grew up on the northeast corner of Bingle and Merlin.
Merlin's rocking. That's Spring Valley or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad ran for mayor of Spring Valley.
Okay.
My best friend, his mom still lives. You go one block further south on the west side of Bingle, and it's Cedar Break.
Gotcha.
And so my best friend from like third grade, his mom still lives there where he grew up.
Gotcha.
On the
Gotcha.
southwest corner of Bingle and Cedar Break.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my dad's been there for 18 years.
Wow.
Right on Westview and Blaylock.
Yeah.
That Shell gas station.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I went to Valley Oaks Elementary School,
Okay.
3rd, 4th, and 5th
So you know
grade.
what's up.
Yeah, I know,
Good, man.
know the
I think
area.
it's going to be a value play. It's
Oh, yeah.
probably not cash flowing for sure.
Right, yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show, Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We're going to talk the first segment about insurance, why property insurance is so important. I'm joined live in the studio with Javar. He's with Benchmark Insurance. Welcome to the show, man.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, so why is insurance important?
Why is insurance important? Well, it's protecting your asset. Covers these loans that you guys are taking out for these properties. I seem to use insurance for worst case scenario situations. And it really, insurance can also be a tool to get your investment back in the event of a major loss or a financial loss.
Okay. So if I'm comparing policies, what are some of the things that I should be looking for as an investor?
So some of the things you need to look for is basically what's a policy form. There's 3 types of policy forms. There's basic, broad, and special. Special policy form basically covers anything and everything outside of flood. But when you start getting into the broad, into the basic form types of policies, you run into a ton of exclusions, such as water damage. You have a pipe break upstairs that doesn't, that flows for 6-7 hours and completely ruins all the drywall. That's a situation where you're looking at a $30,000 to $40,000 loss. That's something that wouldn't be covered on a broad.
You're now self-insured.
Self-insured, absolutely.
Right. You did not transfer that risk to the insurance carrier.
Vandalism, theft, those are common exclusions. So really find out. Ask your agent what is not covered,
or give you a call,
or give me a call, of course.
Right.
And that's really what you need to be asking, and then make sure it's in writing as well. So if something is represented to you as being covered, make sure it's in writing.
So
on an email.
which form is the most inclusive?
It's called the Special Form All Risk Policy.
Special Form All Risk Policy.
Correct.
And then what's the next down from there, where it's cheaper but
broad?
Broad form.
Broad form.
Now you would think that the broad form would be more inclusive than the special form because it's broad, right?
No.
But it's not. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's a little bit better than a basic. So a basic form policy covers about 8 types of losses.
Okay.
3 of which are even have a chance of happening. Falling objects from the sky is one of them that includes
like a meteor, right?
A meteor.
Well, because it can't be like a weapon, right? Can't be in an act of war or anything like
terrorist.
that. Yeah, that'd be excluded, right? So it's
Right.
got to be like a random meteor or something's got to fall off a plane or something like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. So
then we have the broad form, which is 16 types of perils that they'll cover against. But one of which is not generally water damage or things that are most common.
yeah, the most common things that are going to happen,
Exactly.
those aren't included. But a lot of the things that'll rarely happen, those are included.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. And then the special risk or special. How did you say it?
The special forms risk is basically we're covering the way the philosophy of how that policy is written is we're going to cover anything and everything with exception to what we do not include. Such as builder's defects,
Right.
termites and insects. Those are all common exclusions. Things that nobody flood.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 most common exclusions that you'll find.
And then windstorm areas, wind as well, right?
Windstorm areas, wind, unless you come on with us and we provide you with our package, which covers wind and coastal areas.
Okay, so then so that's if you're buying an individual policy for an individual property, then you would go with those 3 standard type forms.
Correct.
And those are the same types of forms that or are they different than what like you'd have for your own? If I'm a brand new investor, I'm like, oh yeah, I understand homeowners insurance. I've got one, had one for years, right? Never filed a claim. So these types of policies, exact same types of forms.
Correct. They call them a little differently, so it's usually called an HOA, an HOB,
Okay.
and an HO3.
Okay.
Same types of forms. It's written the same way, same guidelines, but they're just branded a little differently.
Okay, so then when we get into builder's risk or vacant dwelling policies, are those the same types of forms?
They do, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But you really want to look at that, look at those exclusions a little bit more. Because, essentially insurance companies are in the business of making money. They're going to make sure to just white out as much, make as many coverages, gray area type coverages as possible.
Right.
Such as your property being vacant after a builder's risk is, after you've completed a renovation and the builder's risk is on the market for 30 days. At that point in time, that property is not covered. So that's a standard exclusion that most people don't. Really get to. Exactly.
Well, but it's in the insurance company's defense, not trying to make them out to be always bad guys, but what they recognize is there's a certain risk. Let's say you have a broken pipe and you know that you've got workers that are going to go in, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. That's not going to run for 20 days straight. You may have a house that's vacant and it's been vandalized or, somebody's laying, whatever. Some kid's broken in and broken his neck in there and he's laying there for 20 days.
Exactly.
And that produces a different level of liability for you and for the carrier, right?
Yes, absolutely. The use of the property that you're insuring and representing that clearly with your agent and your insurance company is huge.
Yeah. Communication on the front end is very,
on the
very
front
helpful.
end.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Right. That's a
And,
must.
you can't get much by these guys anymore. They will pay. They'll pay to prove you wrong.
Yeah. Right. Well, they've been detecting fraud for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not every case is fraud, but if someone tried to attempt insurance fraud, they wouldn't be the first.
No. We've seen it all. We've seen it all.
Yeah, you say that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay, so then separate those kind of policies that you're talking about there between that and what's you've got a blanket type of policy now, package policy.
Correct. We have a portfolio. We write a portfolio insurance policy that was customized by us. We're basically telling the insurance company, hey, I have all these investors. We would like to build a policy, and we want coverage that actually matters to us. Okay, such as we want a special forms policy. We don't want to have to read through the lines about what's covered and what's not covered. Special forms is what we want to have. However, on some cases, we do not include theft.
Okay.
Why would theft be a coverage that I want? Well, I'm not going to make a $2,000 claim on an AC unit that's been stolen.
Correct.
At the end of the day. So
because we're not paying retail for those items.
So let's pay less.
We're oftentimes buying them directly from Goodman. We're buying them in bulk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we cover theft. We cover vandalism. Cover all of the types of losses that you could possibly have, and you can bundle all of your insurance into one package. Meaning you have one policy that starts on one effective date, one expiration date, but as you change and add, remove properties, you can basically customize your policy any way that you want. We're charging you essentially based on the coverage that you have, property coverage. So it's usually a dollar factor per $100 in coverage.
Got it.
It's not specific to a specific property or anything like that. It's basically we're allowing you to customize your policy and your coverages to fit your risk profile, essentially.
So how did the package of policies, how did that perform during the storm?
We did, pretty well. Right now we're at about a 55% loss ratio, which is a little high.
Yeah.
But a lot of our clients had bad roofs.
Right.
So it's something now that we're really looking into about roof upgrades, making sure that as you're going in, being that we do insure properties in coastal areas and give you wind coverage in coastal areas without you having to go through national, Texas windstorm or national flood insurance program, we're taking a lot more risk than most insurance carriers.
Yeah. So is there a possibility that maybe take a picture of the roof, when you're adding the property or something like that?
Correct. Or we surcharge you just a bit on a roof that's older than 20 years that's in a coastal county that you haven't done upgrades.
How can you tell when a roof is over 20 years?
Customer statements.
Okay, got it.
So we'll basically send you an Excel spreadsheet and say, hey, let us know what updates that you've had in the past, and it's based on whatever statements they make.
Got it. Okay.
It's
Well,
how would you know if it's 20 years or 10 years for that matter?
That's
right?
an underwriting statement, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's an underwriting nightmare. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
It can be.
Wow. Okay. I don't envy that.
No.
Okay. So the way to get a hold of Benchmark Insurance, it's insureinvestors.com. That's insureinvestors.com. So the portal's up and going, right?
Portal's up and going.
You can get a quote. So instead of, if it's Saturday, you're surfing hard, you find a deal, you want to know what insurance is going to run in that area, then go to insureinvestors.com.
Absolutely.
You can find out what the insurance would be. Phone number is 281-569-4353, 281-569-4353. Now, how many properties do I need to have in order to get? Because, by the way, full disclosure, this is the insurance policy that we have for our Houston House Spires properties.
Correct.
So how many properties do I need to have to get started?
You need to have at least $4,000 or $5,000 in premium.
Okay.
So that could be 2 properties. That could be 1 property. That
Got
could
it.
be 5. The program is built.
And you're talking about annual premiums. That's not a monthly premium.
Annual premium.
Right.
So yeah, it's geared towards making sure that we are spreading out your risk and we're consolidating all of your risk into one package. The likelihood of you filing a claim on one single investment property is a lot higher than if you file a claim on your package where everything is blanketed together. So that's how the insurance company looks at it. Therefore, they require a little bit more commitment from our clients.
Okay. So what about things like loss of rent and those kind of things? Are those kind of things included in the policy, or can they be added on? Are they things that I should want in the policy? Are they things that I should not?
Absolutely. So we created the policy to be able to include vacant and occupied properties, properties that are in the course of construction as well. So there's no surcharge for any of those three statuses. You also include loss of rents. We're charging you by the dollar of loss of rent. So if you want $6,000 in loss of rents versus $12,000, it's just half that price.
And again, these are annual numbers.
These are annual
Yeah, right.
numbers.
Loss
Correct.
of rent, $6,000 of annual loss of rent, and that's covered across the entire blanket of policy.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
if you have 100 properties, for example, and you're charging $1,000 a month per property, the odds are you're not going to lose rent on all 100 properties. You might
Exactly.
lose. Do you want to lose $50,000 a month, which is what, 3 months maybe?
Yeah.
You might insure for $150,000 would be worst case scenario, right?
Self-insure for what you want. You
Yeah.
could build a new house in 6 months.
Yeah.
So most people would like to insure their rents by 6 months essentially.
Okay.
We also cover. We don't do inspections, which is huge.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about us going out inspecting the properties and determining, hey, you have high grass and things of that sort. That usually get policies canceled.
All right. So, Michael, it says you'll be listening on the radio, but I have no idea what you're talking about. So, other than that, hey, I've been joined live in the studio with Javar. He's with Insure Investors, actually Benchmark Insurance. The website is insureinvestors.com. That's insureinvestors.com. 281-569-4353.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, see you.
Talk to you soon.
Mike's off.
All right, so next up is, foundation check. Yeah, cool, man. So how about we talk after the show, okay?
Time is
I've got
money
a
in a real estate deal. If
10
you're
o'clock.
slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders. The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Working from the investor's point of view, Principal Inspections will give you turnkey inspections that are high quality, affordable, and focused on information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Founder Jeremy Humphrey comes from a family of real estate investors. He started Principal Inspections for investors because as an investor himself, he experienced the need for fast, quality inspections with information directly pertaining to property condition and potential resale value. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections, 832-684-5516. That's 832-684-5516. Or go online to principalinspections.com. That's principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
How many minutes?
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use
Yes.
someone's IRA
You do
to
it.
fund
Mic check.
all of your deals.
Hey, Nikki.
Well,
1, 2,
you can.
test 1, 2.
Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest
Wanna talk a
IRA,
little bit more?
we offer
Talk,
retirement
talk
accounts
1, 2,
that can
3.
be used to
It's raining
invest in real
outside.
estate,
It continues to
promissory
rain.
notes,
Bring him up
private
just a little bit.
entities,
All right, cool.
and much more. Many of our clients loan money from
Try
their
that.
IRAs to fund real estate deals all over
Go-
the country.
go again.
We
Test-
don't sell
test
any
1, 2.
investments
Nikki, you
or
there?
give advice.
Got me?
We're good,
However,
we're
we
good.
do
Okay.
hold
All right,
free
sounds good.
networking events, weekly
90
educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our
was looking
website
for-
at
But I'm good on that
questira.com.
message.
Okay, go.
As of now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was the other thing I was going to look at is
to tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.
there was a thing in
Call
here
Quest
on our
IRA at
on our private base camp.
1-855-FUN IRAs or go to our website
There are no deals.
questira.com.
There are no deals on MLS.
Lots of communication on your home purchase.
Would you agree with
You've
that?
come to
No
the
deals
right
on
place.
MLS?
I'm Jennifer
Yeah,
Hernandez.
they're very
Senior
slim
Loan
and
Officer
few.
with Legacy Mutual Mortgage.
Yeah.
Our goal is to
I
give
may
our
actually
borrowers
teach
and
you.
referral referral partners
a lesson
an
on that
amazing
soon.
experience during the loan process.
Yeah,
My
this is
team
definitely
believes
not
in putting people
2009,
and culture
2010.
before results.
So,
Our
Well,
company
here's the thing. I
concentrates
think the
on
deals are
building
there
those
on
teams who
MLS. What
operate
you've
with
got is a property
structure,
that's for sale,
process,
right?
and recognition for going the
And-
extra
and
mile for you.
all things have a price.
When you get a lead, I mean, somebody tells you over the phone, I want, no less than 150. Do you always go and pay that price? I mean, what's the biggest spread you've ever had in terms of what they said they wanted and what you actually ended up paying?
At the end of the day, probably 100K at least.
Yeah, right.
So,
You think MLS is any different?
Again, Jennifer.
I'll tell you a story. There's a property I just went. It's not totally inked yet, but it was listed on MLS for $340, and I think it's going to be inked today for $221.5.
Well, a lot of it is education to the client.
That's right.
Education. So,
yeah.
Gentlemen, are you ready?
We are ready. Let's do this
All right,
thing. All right, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Joined by one of the experts in the industry, Brandon Smith. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey,
how you doing?
appreciate it, Tom.
Foundation Check. So it's foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825. For those of y'all that are brand new, what Foundation Check does is y'all do a check of the foundation but don't do repairs. So you're not biased by, hey, I'm trying to sell you the foundation work. You're going to give an engineered report on this is where the pier should be and this is what's causing the problem. And y'all don't just look at, where the house is out of level. You look at all the causes that are related to that as well. So tell a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we're completely independent on what we do. So, part of our process is we come out, takes about 2 hours to do about a 2,000 square foot house. We'll do some evaluation, take some pictures, and we're looking for basically the root causes on what is.
No pun intended.
Yeah, could be physically root cause on what is going on why the foundation is physically moving. And then we'll come inside the property. We'll take raw elevation readings to see if that foundation is deflecting, if it's moving, up or down. And then from there, we take it back in the office. We'll draw it up on AutoCAD and we run it through our software analysis to see where the work needs to be performed, if it passed or not. So, I mean, and then after all that is said and done, you have the option of getting a letter of opinion from us, or we can send it off to a licensed professional engineer that reviews it, stamps it, and then goes back to the client. That particular report is more designed for a house flipper that is going to be, the buyer is going to have, at the end of the day, going to have that stamped report.
Right.
And FHA lenders are using that report, our report as well. So, but yeah, so that's a little bit about what we do.
So one of the things that I'd like to add to that is I feel like the transition from being a brand new rookie investor to being a more seasoned professional is not having a fear of buying houses with foundation problems.
Yep.
In fact, I see brand new rookie investors say, I'll never, ever buy a house that's got a foundation problem. And what I realize is, man, they are leaving a tremendous amount of money on the table because we've made some of our best profit margins on deals that have had foundation issues. But here's the problem that I've seen with the industry is that if I get 3 different foundation companies out there, I'm going to get 3 different scopes of work. And I recognize they all have their methodology and way of doing things. In fact, I want to bring this up, kind of spring this on you, but on Facebook, we have a private Facebook page that's only available for our Basecamp and Pathfinder folks. It's our mastermind. And it says, looking for insight on a property we're working on that needs foundation repair. Receive 3 quotes and also a report from a third-party company that doesn't do repair. That's y'all.
Sure.
And all provided drawings showing areas where piers are needed. All are different. It says to some extent, and I'm looking at these, and so this is the garage. You can see this, and I don't know if you're familiar with this house or not, but it looks like, a lot of interior piers, exterior. Why would anybody pier around the front of a garage? A garage is supposed to slope back to front anyway, right?
Well, I mean, in this particular case, for this, if you look at your numbers, we have a reverse. So right here, you end up lifting here.
Yep.
And then
it's causing it. But some of these
positive flow.
Some of these others, though, they're lifting the front of the garage.
Yeah, I would highly
discourage that.
Yeah, so that is a direct opposite of our report and what's occurred. So,
so are they just measuring it differently, or are they measuring it wrong? I mean,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, their zero may be different. The point of reference is where your zero starts,
right?
And that zero can move because that is your starting point.
Right.
That is on our drawing and our work. We classify where our zero is at, and we recommend that if you have another quote, that you're able to take let's say you have another repair company come out there, that they measure off of our zero, because that is the central base point of all of our analysis. If you move your zero, or if you go to the high point in the house and that's your zero, then that will dramatically affect the change.
And
of the
somebody that's selling piers, wouldn't they want to go to the high point of the house and raise all the rest of the house to that point?
Absolutely. So because I mean that
because
would require
if you go
more
to a
pier
place
work.
that's how much off from a 0 point, how high can the high point be from the zero? Let's say it's 20 feet away. Can it be off an inch?
Well,
and still be within building tolerance?
It depends on the length of the run.
Okay.
So I mean
20 feet.
20 feet, an inch, you're going to be just on the edge of that tolerances of being out of scope.
So you're almost out. You'd be 3/4 of an inch, though, right?
3/4 would pass.
Okay.
An inch traditionally would not pass, and a lot of it also depends on what else is going on. We're looking at
But
one
if your
segment.
0 point is 3/4 of an inch lower than your high point, the highest point in the entire house, and that's 20 feet away, then that's going to affect the number of piers dramatically.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when we come out, we do assessment. We put our zero on the drawing. And if you look at most foundation repair companies, some of them do not put their zero on the drawing, and that's done by design. So
really, they don't want you to know where their zero is.
They're in. If you look at that, if you pull up your phone where
sure.
that drawing is,
Yep.
let's see how many of them actually put the zero on there. So, but yeah.
Yeah, all the security goes. Okay, so there's y'all's, and then the others, and I'm looking at how much detail y'all's gives, and how your drawing is. There's almost no comparison, even in just with the drawings.
Yeah, I mean, all of our stuff is to scale,
right?
And if you look at the 3 foundation repair bids that you've got here,
yeah,
no, I don't see any zeros at all.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that either.
But
I'm just seeing this is the garage, and this is probably the least expensive. But then this from $5,600 to $10,000. Well, yeah, no wonder, because one of these is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some exterior. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interior, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 interior, and 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 exterior. That's 15 piers.
Sure.
And this other one's doing a lot more. So I guess the question is there an industry standard? Is there a trade group that says this is the way it should be done?
Yeah, I mean, the governing body that we're associated with, and there is no standard, or there is no review within the Houston Foundation, Repair Society, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
But what we do recommend, and what we're a part of, is the Foundation Performance Society.
Okay.
That is a group of engineers that have oversight on new construction, repairs. There's a lot of smart people in that room that only focus on foundation.
That are engineer people.
That are engineered based. Yeah. They do the design. They do the repair. They look to us because we're out in the field a lot, and then we're able to give a lot of the data. Engineers like to be engineers and behind the desk and do the analysis and the drawing and so forth.
They do the calculations.
Yeah, absolutely, and they rely on us, what we do, because we're out in the field so much. Yesterday we were out in the field literally all day. We did a couple apartments, even small 2-story apartments, even last week. So we kind of, as a community, the Foundation Performance Society is fantastic. We've been a member there for over 7 or 8 years since Foundation Tech first started. But yeah, wow. that is probably the number one association, in my opinion, that has good quality data, has good standards in place, and has an open discussion on how to repair foundations, how to design foundations, everything from pier and beam to crawl space and so forth.
So y'all are associated with that group.
We are.
So that means you go to the meetings, all that kind of stuff, right? I assume they have meetings.
They do.
I'm sure that's a heck of a party, isn't it?
I tell you what, 50 engineers in one room.
Oh, that's just, man, I can imagine the jokes that come out then, huh? Okay, so do you see any of the foundation repair companies that...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few there.
Okay.
And I really appreciate those guys coming out,
Right.
And they're a lot of the bigger names.
Right.
They're not a lot of the small mom and pops, but those are the big guys that are out there. And we discuss different avenues and, hey, what are you seeing out there? And, they're there to work on their product design because they're selling a different type of pier, and the other company is selling their type of pier. the majority of those piers that are out there, they all function well.
Right.
It's just at what cost,
right?
You know, and what are they going to sell you? I mean, a standard press pile pier, if it's installed correctly, it's been around for 30 years.
Right.
I mean, it's a highly functional pier. You know, I use them in my investment property. I'd even use them in my own house if they're done correctly.
So you can spend more money and get a better quality pier, but the point is, if you're paying twice as much to get a better quality pier and it only performs, 5% better but it costs 100% more money, what's the point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
the reason why I would say it would perform 5% better is that maybe there's a 5% failure rate on that one individual pier, and at 95% of the time it doesn't fail, it doesn't have a problem, and that I think oftentimes going to have more to do with the installation crew, but even more to do with the individual. What's going on? Is there shifting or movement of the soil? Things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can have a brand new pier design that's incredible and is designed and engineered to handle what it can. But if you have outside factors that are affecting that pier, I don't care how much that pier costs to put it in or design.
Right.
If you have outside effects that are going on in distress, that pier still will fail at some point.
Absolutely. So, all right, so I'm joined live in the studio with Brandon Smith. He's with Foundation Check. It's foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825, 346-702-3825. Give him a call. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Hold on. Daniel Vera's asking, Foundation Check, checked our property. Awesome company. Oh, good.
Thank you.
So Daniel Vera's joining us live on the Book of Faces, and he just gave an endorsement. So, yeah, I think lots of our students use you.
Sure,
We've had all positive results. So
yeah, and with our product, it's not just here's the report out the door till. I mean, my phone is always open. As soon as we get off the phone here, we're going to discuss probably these 3 bids, and take a look at them. And it's a discussion on how to get the best performing foundation over a long period of time.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Mic's off, guys.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisal. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that.
Sounds good.
You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you.
All right, Nikki.
Leading real estate risk
so
management
Clint is on the
expert.
phone.
Awesome.
Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas.
Cool.
281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers.
How many minutes do I have? Like 2 or 3?
And up to a 13%
Oh, you have a
Call
minute,
us today at
10 seconds.
281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Yeah, we can go ahead and close on it then, right?
Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create
Let's do it.
3 keys to success.
Yeah, let's do it.
Use a detailed
Then-
scope of work
then
so
we'll
that
take 'em-
everything gets done. Train and maintain quality crews
Yeah.
so it gets done right. and
Yeah,
complete the work in a
is
proper
Jason here
order
yet?
So it gets done fast.
No more managing.
Yeah, do that. I've got a bolt right after the radio show's done
Fast Track
because
Remodeling really does manage it all.
I've got a meeting at 11 in Galveston.
9992.
Yeah.
Again, that's 832-742-9992.
I don't see a reason not to because this guy's going to be a pain. Yeah, and so right.
Tom, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, hot mic.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. Want to get right to the phone lines because they got a very important guest on the line. He's called via the Right Path Real Estate hotline. Clint with Anderson Advisors. What's going on, man?
Hey, Tom. Doing well. Just got back from Houston.
Oh, you did? Fantastic.
I can't say this very often that I'm glad to come back to Washington State, but it was cold down there.
Yes.
I can't believe it. It was warmer up in Seattle.
Right. In fact, I was supposed to be in Seattle last weekend, and we were supposed to leave on Wednesday, and I was going to be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come back Saturday, and we got a call on Monday from our students up there in Seattle that said that they've bought their 3rd house for the year already, and then it's a brother or sister that are partners up there in business, and they're just killing it up in Seattle. They're doing fantastic, and
Oh, that's great. I know.
And the brother had a family member had to have eye surgery, so they said, "Hey, can you push it off till April?" But I was really looking forward to being up there, and I've only been up there once. It's beautiful country.
Yeah, it is nice. I do like living here.
So tell me about Anderson Consultants, Anderson Advisors. Tell me all the things that y'all do.
We just got done teaching an asset protection event right down there in Houston. Teaching, a lot of your listeners were there.
Absolutely.
And we went through teaching them all about asset protection, how to set up corporations, use them the right way with real estate, talked about the new Tax Act and how that's going to affect them going forward, how they can take advantage of it. So at Anderson, what we do is, of course, we work with real estate investors, showing them the proper structures that they should create to ensure that their assets align with their tax planning, and more importantly, to make sure if anything does happen, they're not going to be exposed to a lawsuit, or if they are exposed, they're not going to risk all their assets.
So
and
with
I was telling people, with that.
Well, I was just going to say with the new tax law, because that's the thing that people seem to be asking, going to the different. I know I've seen you at the Jet Lending event and things like that. Are you going to be here this next Wednesday, or is it somebody else going to be here?
There's going to be somebody else there. I won't be able to make it next Wednesday.
Okay, so but it seems like that on the topic of conversation, almost every one of the real estate RIA groups or networking events, things like that. What's the new tax law going to do to real estate? That's the number one question. I'm sure you've heard it. If once, I bet it's 1,000 times, right?
Yeah, if you're structured right, it's going to put more money in your pocket. We spent 3 hours just covering that on Sunday morning. We went through all of that. And, I'd like to give you, a synopsis here in 2 minutes, but you just can't do it because
Right.
of different variables.
Sure.
The one thing I know it's going to do, it's going to keep attorneys and CPAs employed for a long time.
Yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, in fact, what I remember is when the Obamacare passed, I remember it was March of 2010 because I was in the health insurance business at the time. And what a lot of people didn't realize is that people think that once the law is written that all the implementation is ready to go right then. But there's there's actually this transition period where whatever the government agency in health insurance, it was Health and Human Services, was the one that was actually going to take what was written in the law and then codify it, write the individual codes on what some of those things were that would interpret that. And they actually gave the Health and Human Services Department from April of 2010 all the way till December 31st of 2010 to write those codes. I mean, that's a long time. I mean, that's like 8 months. And so what I realized is that this law has passed so recently. It's only been out, 30 days, something like that, maybe 45. I mean, those codes haven't been written yet. And it's not really until the codes get written and then they get tested in the court and then it's like, man, it's going to be years before we know the full effect of this. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it is. For real estate, though, it's a little more cut and dry, but it's for those individuals who are engaged in other service-based businesses. What is qualifying business income? How do we ensure that you're going to be able to take advantage of that 20% deduction on your flow-through income? And then managing your salaries as well, because there's several different aspects to this. It's not, I was teaching the class, and somebody brought up, he goes, well, you just look at your income, you take 20% off, and you pay tax on the remaining 80%. And I said, I wish it was that.
Right.
You have to look at some other factors as well.
Right. Yeah.
And he goes, why is that? And I looked at him, I said, job security. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So what's the best? So somebody listening, they go, I want to hire someone that's a 10 at what they do. I'm a 10 at this particular aspect. I'm not a 10 at that particular aspect. I don't want to do my own taxes. I'm not a 10 at that. I don't have the time to keep up with all the changes. How does someone get started working with Anderson Advisors?
Well, they can go to AndersonAdvisors.com, check us out on the website, but they can call us at 800-706-4741. Just mention that you heard me on your show. But more importantly, when you're looking for an attorney or for a CPA, make sure they're an investor. I see it time and time again when I'm talking to students. At the event, several people brought up scenarios that they had structured for themselves from either tax or an asset protection. And when they got done explaining them, I said, that may be an accurate structure, and it will accomplish what that professional told you it's going to do, but it's really not relevant. It's not going to help you move forwards with your investing. And, my partners and I and the individuals in the firm, we invest all over the U.S. In fact, we're just closing right now on 30 properties down in Houston. And it's from having that knowledge of, what type of financing you're going to be using. Are you using institutional? Are you going to use traditional? Are you using hard money lending? Because that's going to change the structure that somebody's setting up for themselves. And you're only going to get that from working with someone who's actually done it. And there's a lot of attorneys that talk about asset protection and CPAs, but at the end of the day, they're not investors. And that's the one thing you need to check with before you move forward.
Okay, so I know that you did an awesome class this past weekend. We've been hearing great feedback from it and all of that. So if someone's hearing this for the first time, they're like, oh, man, I missed that. So are you doing another one ever?
You bet we are. Yeah. So right now I am looking at the calendar. That class sold out so quick, and we had people showing up, and we ended up bringing in a few extra tables, but we had to turn people away because we just didn't have the room. So we're going to come back in 2 months, and we'll be putting on another event. And everybody, your listeners are going to get an email blast, and they'll know if they sign up that they can sign up for it. But
let's see. Hold on a second. So 2 months right now is February 13th. 2 months from now is, March 13th. April 13th. Anything special happening around that time? Yeah, what? That's so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to do one specifically for your listeners.
That's fantastic. Okay, so it's AndersonAdvisors.com, AndersonAdvisors.com, 1-800-706-4741. That's 800-706-4741. So what are some of the things that people will learn at that class?
Okay, so what they're going to learn is, how to take title to real estate in an LLC the right way, depending on the type of investment they're putting together. We're going to talk about joint ventures, talk about how to use corporations, S or C corporations, especially in light of the new tax act. We're going to get into land trust. A lot of people have questions, can I use this tool in Texas? So we'll discuss that. Series LLCs, whether they should or should not be used given the type of investing you're engaging in. So we're really going to be speaking to people who are, you're flipping property, you're wholesaling, you're buying long-term tax liens and deeds. We cover the entire gambit. If you're a developer, we'll give you strategies for that as well. So you'll walk out of there not only knowing what you should be concerned about from a tax and asset protection point of view, but we'll actually sit down with you one-on-one and design a plan.
So who this is for then, it sounds like, is any person that's either already doing or considering doing real estate investing, whether they're wholesaling, whether they're doing buy and hold like a landlord, whether they're doing buy, fix, and flip, whether they're full-time or part-time in real estate investing. Is that right?
That is exactly right.
You know, the group of people that we see coming to us the most frequently, typically people that are professionals, like engineers, oil and gas folks like that, you know, they've got a good job, they've got a great income, like a W-2 income, but they realize that they're not really set up the right way for retirement. They realize that, hey, if I want to retire on $10,000 a month, for example, and they start looking at how much money that's going to take invested to produce $10,000 a month of passive income for the rest of their life, they're not anywhere close to that number. So they want to start leveraging what it is that they have in order to accelerate that retirement plan. So this would be for them as well, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the first thing is they always got to get the education, right? So they work with you. They understand how it works from an investing standpoint. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show them where they have funds, where they have money that's trapped that we can then deploy and put into that investing. Because so many people, like you just described, they'll come here and they'll say, well, you know, I've got to use hard money loans. And we'll look at their structure and we'll say, well, you have this pot of money sitting over here. And they didn't realize that they could actually use that in their own investing, that they could partner with themselves, with their retirement plans, they can borrow from it. And we go deep into that for several hours on how to take advantage of those retirement funds. Okay, again, I want to give the information. It's AndersonAdvisors.com. That's 1-800-706-4741, AndersonAdvisors.com, 1-800-706-4741. Or you can go to our website at RightPathRealEstate.com, and we have a link to their site on our own homepage. So y'all are going to be there at the event next Wednesday. So if anybody wants to come up and ask questions about the upcoming event, or it's not here's the interesting thing about a networking event, just to want to make sure our listeners understand this. It's not an opportunity to come there for a 30-minute one-on-one consulting time. It's a chance to come up and meet the people that you'll talk to over the phone or be able to schedule time later. But it's a networking event. We're there to talk to a couple of hundred, maybe. I know at the last one we had a relatively small crowd because I think we only had about 650, which I say as a small crowd, it's still one of the largest real estate networking events, you know, anywhere in the country. And it was also 27 degrees outside when I left the event. So the people that braved it were really braving the weather, that's for sure. But it's a chance to get out there and meet face-to-face, shake some hands, realize that people, you know, that Anderson Advisors, they're real people that, you know, doing real estate investing just like you are. You can ask them questions, hey, what are you doing? And, you know, how many other people bought 30 houses in the last, you know, a month or so in Houston? I mean, I think it's fantastic that you're investing right here in Houston, even though you're all over the country. Absolutely. You go where the market's good.
Absolutely. The market is fantastic right now in Houston. I don't know of a better market. We're actually going to go to a RIA tomorrow. Jason and I will be at a RIA event in New Jersey tomorrow evening, and just to see how they do it up there. And so I want to give out the information one more time. It's at AndersonAdvisors.com. That's AndersonAdvisors.com. 1-800-706-4741. 1-800-706-4741. Thanks for being on the show, Clint.
Thanks, Tom. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Mike's off.
Thanks.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
You found or inherited a great great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more.
You've
doing
seen
the
my
work
card,
yourself.
right?
Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832
I like that design a
742
lot.
9992. Selecting a foundation company and their product
man.
is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know
There
what
we go.
you're going to
Hey, how about that?
The foundation
Do it standing up.
industry as a whole doesn't carry a license.
Do it like a
and is
weatherman.
regulated.
See, we've
However,
got this
Foundation Check
this warm
utilizes
front coming in
professional
here.
engineers to review all of our files, give you the
A
best
weather map?
foundation
Yeah.
analysis in today's market. Remember to check before ever repair.
See,
Call 346
what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some snow fall right in here on the shadow side. It's gonna be colder on this shadow side than it is on this sun side. See, because where the sun's shining, it's warmer, and where the shadow is, it's colder.
Educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions
What's
of
that?
dollars for your real estate investing deals.
Yeah, right.
Come by our
Oh,
office or
shoot.
join us
That's
remotely
terrible.
as we simulcast all of
And he
our
said, remember,
educational
all the dead
classes
bodies up on
every
Everest were
Tuesday
once
morning
really
and
motivated people.
evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRA.
Oh, you know what? I hadn't made it.
or
I
visit
didn't
our
make it go
website
live.
at questira.com.
Are you watching on Facebook?
As a real estate investor,
So now you can see on the shadow side, right in here, that's going to be a lot colder than on this
Principal Inspections was founded by investor
this
Jeremy
sunny
Humphrey
side.
to do just that. Principal
minute.
Inspections works from the investor's
Do it?
point of view,
Yeah, I was
providing
doing-
affordable,
apparently I was
fast,
doing it.
quality
Yeah.
inspections with information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Principal
All right.
Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections 832-684-5516 or online.
I'm really messing with the autofocus on the
License number
on the
21264.
yeah. Uh-huh.
For
Ooh.
your retirement plans, why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best
20
investments you
seconds.
can make.
All right.
Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We've got two big events this week. Our next big event that you can come to, our free wealth and income workshop, is going to be this Thursday evening. It's going to be right here in our offices, 11451 Katy Freeway. All you need to do is go to the rightpathrealestate.com website, register for the event. If you've ever considered adding real estate to your investing portfolio, if you want to learn how to buy, fix, and flip, Jason and I have done over 450 houses in the last 4.5 years right here in the Houston marketplace. So if you meet somebody else that's done more houses than that, then maybe you should take a class from them. But until that happens, maybe you should take a class from us. At least learn what we have to say about it. We know how to run it like a business, how to reduce your risk and maximize your returns. We teach you some mistakes that we've made along the way that it cost us $50,000 on learning that one particular issue. And so wouldn't it be worth your time to come to an event, learn how to not make mistakes, how to do it the right way? You know, there's two ways that you can learn things. One is from your own doing, and the other is from how others have done it. And, you know, I know when I was younger, I wanted to figure out everything by myself. Now that I've gotten a little bit older, what I realize is, hey, I want somebody to show me how to do it. If somebody can just take me by the hand, show me what I need to be doing, what are the things that I can consider, you know, how do I evaluate a property? How do I evaluate, the ARVs. What are all the factors that go into calculating the ARV? What are all the factors that go into calculating the rehab? What if you could learn how to get within 10% of the rehab estimate within 10 minutes?
2 minutes.
I mean, imagine if I were able to go out with you every single time that you walked a property. I'm able to walk into a property. In fact, I'm going to leave them straight from here, going down to Galveston, going to walk a property. As soon as I walk in the door, I'm going to be able to get within 10% within about 5 minutes of knowing, just because of it's really because of the experience that I have. I know what I can do for $10 a foot, for $20 a foot, for $30 a foot. I know investors that have been doing this for 10 years that can't do that. And the reason why is because over the last 10 years, they've only done 4 or 5 properties. So just because someone's been doing this a long period of time doesn't necessarily mean that they're good at what they do. If someone's doing this like a hobby, you don't want to duplicate that if you want to really make a significant difference in your financial future. So I want to invite you all to also come to our weekend retreat this weekend. All you need to do is go to rightpathrealestate.com. In fact, I'm going to make a special offer today because I won't be on the radio show tomorrow like normal. And so this will be one of the, I guess I'll be back on the radio show. In fact, I won't be on again this week. So what I want you to do is send an email to support@rightpathrealestate.com. That's support@rightpathrealestate.com. And I want you to ask for a special code to be able to get $1,000 off the ticket price. So it's normally $11.95 to come to our weekend retreat, but I'm going to give you $1,000 off if you send an email today. Say, I was listening to the radio today. I want to come to the event. I want $1,000 off. Put that in the message. Send it to Veronica. She's support@rightpathrealestate.com. And we can see you this weekend. So thanks for listening, guys. If you want to create your better future, don't leave it to chance. Chance is not a plan. You want to build your plan for a better future. Thanks for listening to Right Path Real Estate. Go to rightpathrealestate.com and email support@rightpathrealestate.com. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day.
All right, Tom, have a good one.